Welcome back to Buxton Raceway on this autumn Saturday evening. Latest round of the chase for the Rainbow Roof for the Brisca Formula One stock cars. They and the young guns in the national mini-stocks have certainly worked hard to put on a great show despite the typical Buxton weather here tonight. Entertain the equally hardy spectators who are braving the rain to cheer their heroes on. Next up on track, it's the all-comers race for the national mini-stocks. Henry Robson, the final winner, starting from the lap handicap. Pole position, it's James Bonner, number 105, at the front of the white tops, alongside Jamie Hansen in the 611 car. There's Tom Andrew alongside Jake Woodhull. Freddie Hunter-Johnson, brother Finn, of course, going for a hat-trick of wins in this one. Out for Jack Witts as well from further back on the grid. There's Evan Bullock, number 110. Brother Gillen having moved up to the V8 hot stocks. Caden Morrison we saw there, number 85, leading sim racer in the oval racing world. And to get underway then with this 12-lap all-comers race. How can they see where they're going? So it's Bonner and Hansen on the front row, Lily Finnegan and Ellie Dickerson on the second row of the grid. Henry Robson trying to make up that lap handicap. The green flag about to go down. Ellie Dickerson hardly waiting for the green flag there, and she shoots through into the lead of the race. We're underway then, 12 laps for the national mini-stocks in there. All-comers race. Can Finn Hunter-Johnson take the hat-trick? Already one car slowing up there. Couldn't quite make out the number. It might have been Casey J. Jones in the 186 car. There's Henry Robson. He's setting off in pursuit of the rest of the field. So it is Ellie Dickerson, number 443, who has the early lead. I think Jamie Hansen has slowed up there in 611. I saw a car going slowly on the outside. Yes, it is Jamie, unfortunately, so he's got a problem. The rest of the field starting to settle into their rhythm. There's Jack Witts, chased by Gracie Squire in the 29. So Dickerson leads the first couple of laps then. There's Lily Finnegan under fire from the Hunter-Johnson brothers. Behind them, Tom Rogers in the 277. Race has settled in nicely. 105 James Bonner currently challenging Ellie Dickerson for the lead of the race. We'll pick them up as they come round. There is Bonner. Looks like he's taken the lead away from the 443. It's been a better evening for Ellie Dickerson, the queen of chaos as she's known. Always provides plenty of hard hits and entertainment. They splash their way round. There's a midfield battle. Caden Morrison in there, Jack Witts, Gracie Squire as well. I think, who's that that's had a spin? It's the 20 car, that's Freddie Hunter-Johnson. I think holds the record as the UK's youngest ever oval racer, because he made his debut in the Ninja Karts Formula at Northampton a few years ago on his 6th birthday. So it could be the youngest oval racer of all time. There's our leader, 105 of James Bonner. He won't be down at white grade for very long. He's given a very good account of himself tonight. Lily Finnegan putting the bumper in. Takes Ellie Dickerson out wide. Cars get through on the inside as a result of that. There's Jake Wilson towards the back in the 925 car. Still James Bonner who holds the lead halfway through this all-comers race. Here comes Jake Woodhull in the 335 car, attacking Lily Finnegan. Behind them, Jack Witts. We've got one of the Blue Raiders, couldn't see the number there. Still your leader is James Bonner, but he's been caught now by our potential hat-trick man, Freddie Hunter-Johnson. Gets the bumper in as they go into turn 3. He's up the inside, he's going through. Superb from Finn Hunter-Johnson, I should say. Apologies there. Also in there is 277 of Tom Rogers. He'll go through into second place, I think. It's Blue Raiders 1 and 2. It is Finn Hunter-Johnson who is up front. Seen him at to start Marshall for a couple of races in the past. I remember, I think it was for the Stocks carts at Birmingham. 269 getting sent out wide there. That's Freddie Rogers. Manages to gather things up again. Haven't seen many spin-outs or big wallops tonight. Saw Jake Woodhull hit the wall in the final, of course, but they've been coping superbly with the conditions, controlling their slides. Looks very impressive indeed. 29 there, Gracie Squire under fire from Lily Finnegan. It's good to see the young ladies battling it out. At one stage it seemed to be girl racers all the way at the top of the formula, the likes of Courtney Finnegan, Catherine Harris, of course, sister of Tom, now in the V8s, Chloe Serple as well. Now holding honour for the girls is Gracie Squire, with the yellow number 29 there. So just a couple of laps to go now. It looks like Finn Hunter-Johnson is going to take his hat-trick. Not often we see our driver get a hat-trick without winning the final. 277 of Tom Rogers in second is under fire from Evan Bullock in the 110. Back marker in behind them, and then it's James Bonner. Squire under fire from Woodhull, but we're on the last lap of the night now for the National Mini Stocks. It's going to be a win for the flying Finn Hunter-Johnson. Here he comes. He's going to be very pleased with this indeed. Down through turns 3 and 4. It's a hat-trick, but no final win for Fred Hunter-Johnson. He takes 2 heats in the all-comers. And given Finn's impressive knowledge of oval racing, he can probably tell you how many times that's been done as well. Finn's knowledge at times could rival my anorak knowledge of oval racing. Tom Rogers took second and Evan Bullock third. We'll confirm the results of that in a few moments' time. Well done to all the young gents and ladies in their minis tonight. Here's your result then. Finn Hunter-Johnson, the winner, just under 1.5 seconds ahead of Tom Rogers. Evan Bullock third, ahead of early leader James Bonner. He's had a good night. Jack Witts taking 5th, ahead of Gracie Squire. Then Jake Woodhull, Caden Morrison, Casey Jones and Freddie Rogers rounding out the top 10. Henry Robson up to 11th from the lap handicapped. Final time then for the Brisca Formula 1 stock cars. Is it going to be a hat-trick for Lewis Evans? John Horn and Anthony Lee once again lead them off. Well, the Evans boys have almost been dividing the wins up between them on tarmac so far this year. Russell Cooper just getting going there ahead of Mark Sargent. Will it be the big three, if you like, from further back? Tom Harris, Junior Wayman and Craig Finnegan who prevail this time. A slightly longer race at 20 laps. Luke Davidson could be a favourite as well. We're with him. If anything, I think the rain might have abated very slightly. He follows Paul Hines around on this rolling lap. There's Craig Finnegan in the 55. Here we go then. Getting ready for the green with Brisca F1 final time. Jake Harry, we're on board as we get underway. There's no way Jake can see where he's going. Round he goes. He hasn't even made it as far as the green flag. Jake and his dad Nigel never have any luck whatsoever in Brisca F1. What an understeer there for Richard Bryan, number 238 with the smaller wing design. There's Junior Wayman in 515, past Paul Hines in the 259. They splash their way down the back straight. Wayman up the inside, the 172 of Mickey Randall. Tom Harris in number 1 is in there as well. Didn't have the best of times in the heats. Didn't get a third in heat 2. He wants a win this time. Chasing Junior Wayman in the 515. Paul Hines gets fired out wide, battling with Mickey Randall. Shame we don't see as much of Mickey as we used to in Brisca F1. Tricky Mickey in the 172. Nobody slowing up there on the outside. Who is that? That's Richard Bryan in the 238 car. Junior Wayman under fire from Tom Harris. Arguably the 2 biggest names in this race, but every driver deserves recognition tonight for the effort put in near impossible conditions. Your early leader is still John Horn in the number 19 car, looking for his first Brisca F1 victory. With Tom Harris closing up on Phoebe Wayman from Junior Wayman. Phoebe's dad hanging on around the outside. Here are the Evans boys. They're second and third. It's Tyrone ahead of Lewis. Who's up into 4th place then? That looks a little like Craig Finnegan to me. We'll keep an eye on that in just a moment. Meantime, we watch the battle further back between Harris, Wayman and Hines. So in there is Luke Davidson, of course, number 464. Going past Ant Lee in the 339. Great form recently at Kings Lynn to take his maiden Brisca F1 victory. Struggling on the tarmac tonight. Paul Hines passes Phoebe Wayman. There is Craig Finnegan in the 55. Looks like he is catching the Evans boys. Then we've got Tom Harris, Mark Sargent, and behind him it is Junior Wayman. Then a gap back to Paul Hines. Here are the leaders. John Horn has been caught by Tyrone Evans in the 381. He's going through down the back straight. Tyrone Evans takes the lead down into turn 3. Horn will try to turn it back, get up the inside. That's got through into third. I think Craig Finnegan is now up into 3rd position in the 55. Yes, he is. There's the 55 through turn 4. Through turn 2, I should say. Even the track location catching me out in these dark, wet conditions. Now he's passed John Horn up into 2nd place. Craig Finnegan is looking good here. He hasn't won a final on tarmac for many years, Craig Finnegan. He hadn't won one at Kings Lynn for a few years since this season started, and now he's won 2 on the bounce there. So Craig really undergoing a Wayman upturn in form at the moment. Can he take a tarmac final win tonight? Paul Hines on the tail of Mark Sargent meanwhile. In 3.26, Tom Harris gets past the early pace setter John Horn. He's got ahead of Lewis Evans as well in the 3.92. Now here comes Finnegan. In goes the bumper on the back of Tyrone Evans. He's ready to attack for the lead. That was just a tap letting him know he's there. Harris third, Lewis Evans fourth, John Horn fifth. And Lewis Evans will want a hat-trick in this one. He needs to push on though. He's being pushed at the moment. He's been sent wide there by John Horn. This is good driving by the white grader. Junior Wayman's in there as well, Mark Sargent, and the man we ride with now, Paul Hines in the 2.59. Hines gets the bumper in and wallop straight in we go. That was Lewis Evans and John Horn. He tried a revenge hit on John Horn. They've both gone into the wall. So I think that will end Lewis Evans' hopes of the hat-trick. Meantime, Craig Finnegan has now taken the lead. He's got ahead of Tyrone Evans, who fights back. The European champion heads them round. There's Paul Hines with Mark Sargent shadowing him. Two of the real nice guys of the sport they are. Here's Luke Davidson. He's a bit further back in the pack, and it's not difficult to see why, if that's all he can see where he's going. Sargent attacks Paul Hines. And Paul manages to keep his foot down and swims off ahead of him. Craig Finnegan up front in the closing stages of this meeting final here at Buxton Raceway, the only visit of the F1s this year to the Peak District. Mark Sargent cannot dislodge Paul Hines there. There's our leader, 55 Craig Finnegan, lapping Austin Moore. Tyrone Evans still second, Tom Harris is third, but there's no grip out there at all. You can see how reduced the speed of the cars is. They're just tiptoeing their way round. Couple of cars in the fence there off turn two. That's John Horn and Lewis Evans. We saw them come to grief earlier on. On board with Tom Harris coming up on Tyrone Evans. Can he find the grip to get past the 381 car? Tom's raced on the dirt ovals in America, in sprint cars. He's done the World of Outlaws. He does go through past the 381 up into second place. Lewis Evans has got going again or not. We're on board with Junior Wayman in the 5.15. Comes up on the 3.81 of Tyrone Evans. He's going to get through into third place. Just 3 laps to go this time for Craig Finnegan, the European champion in the 55. He clearly loves racing in the wet, as it was in soaking wet conditions on the shale at Northampton last season. He won his European title in that race. He lapped the whole field. Craig Finnegan then from Tom Harris, Junior Wayman in third place. Tyrone Evans shadowing them. They pass John Horn's stranded car. Junior Wayman lining up Tom Harris for an attack here. He's going for the inside. He goes through on the inside, I think. Hardly see Tom Harris's car there, but Wayman, yes, he is up to second. Less than 2 laps to go now for Craig Finnegan. Harris fights back. Well, they're trying their hardest to battle it out. To lap the 86 car down. It's John O'Brien going a lap down in one of the higher cars. He's just been taking it steady tonight, the newcomer, burning his craft in Brisca F1. We're on the last lap of the race now. I don't think these two are going to catch Craig Finnegan. It's going to be his first final win on tarmac for many years. Back to winning ways at Kings Lynn this season, and he's back to winning ways at Buxton. Craig Finnegan takes the final. Junior Wayman comes over in second. Good scrap with Tom Harris there. Tyrone Evans is fourth. Sadly, double heat winner Lewis out of the race. You can see him on the infield there. Completing the top 5 was Paul Hines. We'll confirm the full top 10 in a moment, but well done to Craig Finnegan. It's a long time since he last won a final on tarmac. I can't remember exactly when it was. Junior Wayman and Tom Harris couldn't catch him there. The dominance of the Evans twins is broken. The win going to Craig Finnegan by 1.2 seconds ahead of Junior Wayman, who beat Tom Harris by a similar margin. Tyrone Evans 4th ahead of Paul Hines, and Mark Sargent 6th ahead of Luke Davidson. Mickey Randall 6th, in 8th rather. Finn Sargent 9th, and Jake Harry rounding out the top 10. Richard Bryan and Anth Lee were the only other finishers.
Final winner, and the first one in 15 years on tarmac, 55 Craig Finnegan.
Thank you very much. Yeah, I keep being reminded it's 15 years since the last one I'm on tarmac, so time we pulled my finger out again.
But also to win it on your home track as well, your local.
Yeah, local track as well, only 16 mile and home. So
On a night like this, you'll take that as well.
Yeah, I don't mind it when it's wet on tarmac, but it's when it goes to greasy that it's just turning now, but I think we'll just be all right for the last race for a ride around.
Yeah, you got a good break at the start as well. I think that made the difference. You really got a good start.
Yeah, I think it did really. I got a good break at the start of the final and the gaps just opened up for me. There was 2 cars spun out on the first bend and luckily enough I found the gap instead of hitting them.
And from the outside, the track appeared to get really slippy from about halfway onwards. It looked like you eased off a bit at the end as well.
Yeah, I think it was about the last 8 laps, the track went really, really slippy. I think somebody had dropped some oil as well to match with water and it made it terrible.
And how have you found Buxton under the lights? It's first time in the dark here as well.
No, we did one last year under the dark and I actually preferred it. It was good in the dark, it felt a bit faster.
Well, see what you can do in the Grand National with less cars. You've got a good chance.
It'll be hard work from the front unless we get a stoppage pretty quick. We'll try.
Well, best of luck.
Thank you.
Well, Craig Finnegan takes the lap handicap then for the Grand National. A slightly smaller field of 14 cars for this one. The Evans twins are out there looking to get back to winning ways. Look out for Tom Harris, Junior Wayman and Luke Davidson from further back as well. There's Mark Sargent. He'd love a win here to extend his points lead in the chase for the Rainbow Roof. No rainbows here at Buxton today, sadly, just lots and lots of rain. And apologies for a few visibility issues at times. This is what the drivers can see, as we said earlier. Junior Wayman we ride with. It's not been much better for our cameramen as well, so full credit to them in these difficult conditions. This will be 16 laps. John O'Brien starting at the back. Yes, there's the number 86, starting from novice grade in the hire car. Seen Daz Kidson's hire car out in the hands of Simon Binder as well. It's not out in this race. So here we go then. John Horn will once again lead the field away. We go green. We're underway over 16 laps. Well, the rain did abate slightly during the final. It's come back with a vengeance now. Looking back from Mark Sargent's car. Under fire as we go into turn 1 from Tyrone Evans. Evans taken wide as a result of that as well, so the battle's already joined between the yellow graders. Mickey Randall now attacking Mark Sargent, who's dropping back here in the early stages. Push and shove them at the yellows there once again. Austin Moore gets taken wide. We're on board with Ant Lee. He's had a luckless evening in the 339 car. It's his fellow white top John Horn that's got the early lead. Ant Lee's going to spin it around with a bit of an assistance there from I think that was Jake Harry. That just about sums up poor Ant Lee's evening, doesn't it? Facing the wrong way again. It was Jake Harry who put the bumper in on him there, and he's got Luke Davidson who's made a fast start up behind him. Paul Hines in there as well. So Davidson could be in with a chance here if he can catch John Horn and get the break early. We could see a Davidson victory. Look out, Tom Harris. There's a spun car on the outside there. He just avoided it. Throws it sideways as he comes into the straight. Looking at the reflections there, you'd think they were driving on a lake. This is more like powerboat racing here at Buxton. Although, believe me, we have seen worse conditions. I've known racing in snow here at Buxton in the past. In the early part of the season. Then again, I've commentated on stock car racing in snow at Birmingham in March. Bumper goes in there from Junior Wayman on the back of Paul Hines, fires him into the back of, I think it was Jake Harry. John Horn leads, Davidson in second. And we've got, is that Junior Wayman up into third place already? I think it is. So they've dealt with the threat of the Evans twins very quickly. They know they have to catch those two fairly rapidly, so the higher graders making their move much earlier in this Grand National event. On board with Tom Harris, he's up behind one of the Evanses, that's Lewis. In goes the bumper, takes him wide. I think Luke Davidson may have taken the lead from John Horn. We'll pick up the leaders in just a moment. It would not surprise me at all, because Luke likes racing in wet conditions. Board with Junior Wayman. I think that's John Horn in front of us. Yes, it is. This is for the lead now then. It's Davidson from Junior Wayman. They've got past the number 19. Lewis Evans has dropped out again in 392, so his evening's gone from good to bad. Junior Wayman up the inside into turn 3, side by side on the soaking wet tarmac. Junior Wayman goes through. He's got the lead. They're only just coming up towards half distance, so if you would bet against the 515 now. Walloping goes the bumper from Tom Harris on the back of the 19 of John Horn. Fires him out wide. John's still looking for his first Brisca F1 win. He's had to pull up there to avoid Lewis Evans's stationary car. The rest of them fight on. It's like Groundhog Day for Tom Harris. He's got another Evans brother in front of him now. That's Tyro in the 381. How am I going to get rid of this one, he says. I put the other one out on turn 2 there. What are we going to do with Tyrone Evans then? Let's see what Tom does. There goes the bumper in. Let's put him into the back of Jay Carey. That'll do nicely, thank you, and I'll make up 2 places. World champion continues to move his way up the order. Can he catch the leaders though? Junior Wayman and Luke Davidson. There's Craig Finnegan. We'll see where he makes it up to from his lap handicap, of course. Paul Hines now in 3rd place while looking at it in 2:59. 4th is Tom Harris. Mark Sargent looking back at the 172 car of Mickey Randall. Been a quiet night for Mark and for his son Finn. Other cars joined that car park on turn 2. That's John O'Brien in the 86. Just, as we say, learning his craft. The reason I didn't spot him in the heats, incidentally, was on our lap time. He hasn't got a transponder, so apologies for missing John's name off the roll call in the heats earlier on. Harris under fire from Tyrone Evans, fighting back against the world champion. We're with him. Tom Harris as they head down the home straight. Who's he coming up on here? That's Paul Hines. A few car lengths ahead in 3rd. So be just 3 laps to go this time. Race leader Junior Wayman, chased by Luke Davidson. They're well ahead of the rest. This is the head of the rest. Paul Hines and Tom Harris. This is the battle for 3rd. In goes the bumper. Tom puts another car wide on turns 1 and 2. So methodically making his way up the order, but I think he's going to run out of time to catch the 2 leaders. Richard Bryan slowing up again there in the 238's car. Only a couple of retirements so far. Luke Davidson just keeping Junior Wayman in his sights here. Now he'll have to try and get within range for a last bend lunge at the 515 car's bumper. Anthony Lee in the 339. Last lap board goes out from the start marshal. It's now or never for Luke Davidson. Can he catch Junior Wayman on the final turn? I don't think he's quite going to get close enough. I don't think he's going to find the grip on the surface tonight. Looks like it is going to be a win for Junior Wayman in 515 in our Grand National. Davidson's not going to do it, and Junior Wayman takes the win. 2nd goes to the 464 of Luke Davidson. Tom Harris getting through for 3rd ahead of Tyrone Evans. Paul Hines down to 5th. Looks like a last bend lunge there from Tom Harris. Confirm the rest of the results in a few moments' time. No doubting your winner though, Junior Wayman in the 515. Well done to John O'Brien making the finish there in the 86 car. Junior Wayman throws the car sideways in celebration. He is victorious in our last race of the evening. Let's have a look at the results of that one then. Wayman the winner by half a second ahead of Luke Davidson, with Tom Harris getting through on the last lap for 3rd ahead of Tyrone Evans. Paul Hines rounding out the top 5. Jay Carey 6th ahead of Mark Sargent and Mickey Randall. Craig Finnegan from the lap handicap up to 9th. And Austin Moore rounded out the top 10. And Lee was the only other finisher. Richard Bryan, John Horn and Lewis Evans failed to make it home.
Grand National winner, 515 Frankie Wayman Jr. You came close in the final, but you made sure that time.
Yeah, definitely, yeah. Another lap at final, I'd have had a go at Finn. It was good, so obviously they're winning that, which, you know, the car, like I say, we bought it to lease out. We've got a lad in it next year. So obviously, you know what I mean, to win on tarmac these days, especially from the back, you know, I've been racing some proper cars tonight, proper drivers, you know what I mean, and to beat them, it says it, you know, it's good.
Conditions have been tricky tonight as well.
Yeah, I was looking forward to Buxton. I love Buxton, I love the track. It suits my car and my engine. Obviously I couldn't get that done tonight, so I jumped in this. It was alright. Obviously the rain was going to come, which I like the rain, so obviously once I got used to the car a bit, and yeah, like I said, the final, another couple of laps, I've got to be in with a shout. So.
And you're enjoying your racing by the looks of it?
Yeah, definitely, yeah. You know, it's slightly different, you know, there's no pressure, there's no people getting wheeled in wall for no reason. Me and Tom have had some good racing, plenty of hitting, you know what I mean, but no kamikaze stuff, do you know what I mean? And it's good, I enjoy it, it's good.
Yeah, and we haven't had many cars here tonight, but all the drivers that have come tonight have tried to put on a show.
They haven't put the effort in. I mean, everybody knew it was going to be wet. You come knowing it was going to be wet. You know, the lads that are here are trying to put the show on and keep everybody going. You know what I mean? It's a queer year. We need to do a bit of racing. We need to show people what we're doing still and keep it going a little bit. And I think the lads have been brilliant, all of them. Some of the new lads, you know what I mean? Some of those old ones, you know what I mean? Craig decided to come this afternoon because it was raining, so he thought he'd come and have a go, won the final, you know what I mean? So it's been good, really good.
And next week we've got Skegness. Let's hope it's warm and dry there.
Yeah, it should be warm and dry next weekend. We'll all be sunbathing.
Well, we'll see you. We'll see you there, hopefully.
Yeah, all being well, yeah.
Thank you very much.
Cheers.
Let's have a look at the point standings then in the chase for the Rainbow Roof after round 6 here at Buxton. Mark Sargent still on top, but Tom Harris has closed the gap. A bit of a quiet night for Mark, and the gap has come down a little. Junior Wayman with a good night moving up to 3rd, ahead of Jake Harry, who's going well. Paul Hines rounding out the top 5. The Evans twins both in there as well in 6th and 9th, so they're certainly in with a chance. But another of the big movers lately has been Craig Finnegan with those 2 final wins at Kings Lynn and tonight here at Buxton, his first tarmac final win in 15 years. Lee Fairhurst in there as well. We didn't see him out at Buxton tonight. He's in 8th place. And Russell Cooper following a recent victory at Kings Lynn, rounding out the top 10. But we're only just over the halfway point of this series after round 6 of 11 in the chase for the Rainbow Roof in 2020. Well, that concludes our action from here at Buxton Raceway tonight. Drivers certainly working hard to cope with the conditions in both the F1s and the national mini-stocks. Full credit to all of them for their efforts, also to the race day staff, marshals, recovery drivers and so on here at Buxton Raceway. That is about all for tonight then. Join us for more action soon from the chase for the Rainbow Roof for the Brisca F1 stock cars. Keep donations coming in for the chase as well online. Thanks very much indeed for watching our action from here at Buxton Raceway. More stock car action coming up soon, but it's goodbye for now.